Hello everyone, it's my pleasure to extend to you a cheerful welcome, and we want you to know that your views and comments makes happy, and tonight we are going to have an enjoyable time together. It's another episode of Waves of Love, and it's all about love in the air. Our discussion is going to be very educative and interactive. We will be talking about building a successful relationship and marriage. But before we begin with our discussion, we have here with us one of the best instrumentalists in Ghana. He's plays for popular artists such as Stonebwoy, Sarkodie, and many others. His name is Joshua Mozi. Joshua,
yeah.
Can you introduce yourself shortly to us?
Okay, Joshua Mozi. I'm Joshua Mozi. My real name is Nkansa Joshua. I'm from the Nkansa family, and then I'm a guitarist. As you said, you know, that's my full-time work.
Wow.
Yeah.
So please play us one of your love melodies.
Whoa.
We are in the season of love.
Okay, all right.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
So Joshua, do you have any message for your loved ones out there?
Well, I have the greatest message out there. Whilst you are in the month of love, forgive. And then, you know, stay in peace with your loved ones.
Wow. Thank you for joining us. My name is Christ Love, your host. We'll go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back again. This is Waves of Love, and as I said earlier, tonight our discussion is going to be educative and interactive. My name is Christ Love, once again your host, and my guest, he is one of my mentors when it comes to discussing issues on relationship and marriage. He is a very handsome man. He is a media and marketing consultant, a development communicator, and a counselor. He's been married for 13 good years and is blessed with 4 beautiful children. Help me welcome Mr. Johnson Abiuglemi. Mr. Johnson, you are welcome to Waves of Love.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
By grace, I'm very fine, doing very, very well. You can see God has kept us from the beginning of the year to today. Okay. And so we thank God for how far He has brought us.
Okay, so our topic for discussion is building a successful relationship. What should our viewers expect by the end of this program?
What I would say is that, they should just stay glued to their sets, and by the close of the program, they are going to enjoy it. They are going to be educated, they are going to be informed, and they are going to know as and when and how to move so far as relationship, love, and marriage is concerned.
Wow. Yeah. So when we say building a successful relationship, what comes to mind?
2 things come to mind. Building and then successful.
Wow.
So one may ask, how do I build? Before you build, Bible even said that nobody builds a house by just getting up to build. You have to prepare. Set all things aside before you start the building. And so before you build a relationship, you need to prepare yourself. Are you ready to build? Do you want to build in the first place? Do you want to build? If you are ready to build, then what kind of building do I want to build? That is another place. Where do I want to put up my building? is another place. And then you look at how much it will cost you to build that particular building. And then you look at the ingredient you need so far as your building is concerned. And so when you're talking about relationship and getting a successful relationship and getting into marriage, one may ask, how do I build my relationship to be successful? So you put all these things into perspective before you start your relationship. Are you ready to go into a relationship? That's the first question you ask yourself. Am I? If you are set and ready to go into a relationship, then what are the things that I need so far as my relationship is concerned? Then you can start putting things together. Then when you put the things together, you know, okay, fine, these are the ingredients I need so far as my relationship is concerned. Then you can move in and get in touch with somebody and say, okay, I want to move with you, and we move to the next level.
So Mr. Johnson, after having someone in your life, how do you build that relationship to be successful? That's
great. Bible says, can two move together? That is Amos 3 verse 3, except they agree. And so if I don't agree with you, I don't have the same aspiration, I don't have the same interest you have, it will be difficult for us to move together. And so when we agree, that is the beginning of our relationship. We may meet anywhere, but then as we meet and we become acquainted to each other, it's the beginning of the relationship. Now you start the relationship building by getting in touch to know more about me. I also know more about you, in terms of we calling each other, in terms of we sending messages to each other, in terms of we sharing things that we think is common to each other. And then gradually we move on. That is acquainting ourselves with each other. Then from there we become friends. And then we get to know more about each other, get to know certain things that I don't know about you. So it means
establishing a relationship starts from a particular point.
Yes, definitely.
From acquaintance to friendship to being in that romantic relationship.
Definitely. Because if I don't know you, there is nothing that can bring me closer to you. I have to know you first before I can get interest in you. People say love at first sight. You may see somebody. For instance, when I saw my wife for the first time, it was on campus. Okay, I was in the church auditorium when the lady walked in. I was by then playing drums, the conga. So when the lady walked in fact, my heart jumps.
That's love at first sight.
I tell you, I have never experienced it before. But when it happens, I say no. So I just told myself in the church auditorium, brother, be in the spirit.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know what was happening to me, but when I saw her, I said, what? Who is this?
So what moved you? Was it her curves? Was it her color? Was it her beauty?
I can't figure out, but the moment I saw her walking in, then the thing clicked. And that was the first time I experienced what I call love. I don't know what it is, but something about the person should push you up, juggle you in, and you realize that no, I am not the same person I am. Then you realize that something is happening to you.
Wow.
Yes. And so when it happens like that, then you can get closer. So I told myself I'll get closer to this lady. How and when, I don't know.
Okay.
But I was having so many things running through me. She has no idea about what I am going through and who I am. Because this is the first time she's walking into the auditorium. So that is how it works. Some, it has to come through maybe workplace, some church. Whatever it is, something should bring the two of you together.
Wow.
And then from there, it starts.
Okay.
And then you build up.
So, Mr. Johnson, what are the various ways? Can we get various means by which we can, or various measures that we can put in place as two partners to build that relationship? Okay.
I said, can two work together except they agree? Agreement is one thing.
Okay.
We are all going to Kaswa. We need to board one vehicle. And then in that vehicle, we have an aim. Where are we going to Kaswa? What are we going to do? Then we spell out what we are going to do. So as we move on, trust should be one.
Trust.
That is the key so far as every relationship is concerned. If there is no trust, it cannot work. And then I should be able to be open to you and tell you who I am, what I do, what I don't do, what I like, what I don't like. Those are the issues that crop out. And it will not be one day. It is a journey and it's a process. So you just get a day to know everybody, how the person is in and out. No, it's a process.
Okay.
And so the same as a journey, you are journeying from one place to another. You move through a line and then you are going. So as we move along, My focus should be that I should be open to you. You should trust me.
Okay.
And I should also trust your judgment.
Okay.
And then respect.
Okay.
If you don't respect each other, forget it.
Wow.
It wouldn't work. Irrespective of who the person is, whether tall, short, rich, poor, respect.
But you see, most of the times, it is the men who want the ladies to respect them. It's like, bema. And these are some of the challenges that people are going through. It's like, when you're going out with a guy, it's like you, the lady, I will say ubume, but the man on his part, sometimes, you know, he wants to be who he is and all that. Mr. Johnson, what do you have to tell our men?
Oh, why should a woman inquire ambu and I wouldn't for a woman? Look, Bible says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor. That good thing is coming from the woman.
Wow.
And not from you. So you should rather open up and be submissive to the man. It is a two-way thing. You know, respect is reciprocal. It's a mutual thing. I give you, you give me. I give you, you give me.
Wow.
This hand washes this hand, and then this one also washes. When you go to the bathroom, do you use only one hand to wash and to bath? No, you use the other one. And so the two hands are working together. Okay, so you humble yourself to each other. You respect each other. And then it grows from there. You don't say, because Bible says, oh, women should submit to men. Women be submissive. I mean, but you man can also be submissive.
Okay.
You got a point?
Yes.
Do you know why Bible says men should love?
Tell us more.
Okay. You know, men, we are like electric stove. Uswa, a chance ana. Ayeshi.
Okay.
Ima, almost to say gas stove. The moment you turn on, you switch, pop, boom.
Wow.
Oh yeah. By the time you click 80 in love, the man might be around 20, 30.
Oh, okay, so women fall in love faster
Easily.
than men.
So the Bible says, men, love your wives. Women, submit to your men.
Wow. As I said earlier, today's discussion is going to be very educative. But as I said earlier, today's discussion is going to be very interactive. If you want to be part of the show by sending us your stories, comments, and submissions, send it to us on our WhatsApp number below. Mr. Johnson.
Hello, President.
So, you have spoken a lot, and one thing that I've gotten from what you've said is that building a successful relationship is a process. It's a process. Okay, but what causes people to fall out of love? Obi on ma wuni ni date amo kona bon se na say odono atiti efin so send you can say like you saw your wife and you just loved her, and women love faster than men. What caused people to all of a sudden fall out of love?
And there are a lot of factors. You can't mention them all depending on the individual concern and then what their aspirations are and what they expect from the relationship.
Okay.
Okay. As I said, we must have a common goal. There should be an interest. There should be something that draws the two of us together. Aside that, we all have our differences. And so, whilst we are moving, I always say, you can't build a relationship when you are full. Okay. A man is coming full, a woman is coming full. Okay. But when you come together, you must divide yourself as an individual to be half. And then the woman also will take half of herself out. Wow. Then the two of you are left with half and half. You put the half together, it becomes one. So what the Bible says, the two shall be one. This is it. If you walk into a relationship to be who you are, myself, self-centered, individual, I want to be, it can never happen. 1.5 cannot move. Okay. Bible says, can two move except they agree? So two. But when you come together, you take off part of you, the man takes off part of him. So does that mean that one has to adjust to the other? That is the perfect word, adjustment. Okay. If you are not willing to shed off part of you, you are not ready to go into a relationship. Wow. We call it sacrifice. Relationship is sacrifice. It's like building. It's a process. You sacrifice to build. You spend money. You spend time. You buy materials. You hire artisans. Get building contractors. They all come together as pool to get your building into shape. And they don't just get up and build everything one day. They do the profiling, do the digging, then they lay blocks, they do the foundation, they put on the blocks to a point, depending on which type of building you are doing. They get to the lintel, they wait a bit, move on before roofing. So by the time you enjoy that successful marriage, a lot of things might have gone on that you need to. And you need to prune yourself as you go along. If you truly want to be in a relationship, the key word there is sacrifice. If you're not ready to sacrifice, you are not ready to go into a relationship, you're not ready to marry.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, please hold on. We have a message from Kwame Bonsu from Kaswa. Read, then we'll continue. He says, my girlfriend acts funny and jealous anytime he sees me with my best friend, who is a female. Does having a best friend aside your partner affect the relationship? How do I convince my girlfriend that there is nothing going on between my best friend and I? It means, how does he convince his girlfriend?
Okay, this is what we said earlier. You can ask him, we said trust and openness. You have to be opened and you have to be trusted. If you don't trust each other, a relationship ain't need.
But don't you also think it's on the part of the lady, say, or be jealous? Like,
oh no, there's jealousy in everyone. I'm jealous. I can't see a man walking with my wife with the hand at the waist. What are you trying to say? Then I should be laughing and clapping. You are done well? No. Every individual has jealousy in him or her. And so the trust issue is where the whole thing is. And then openness. Okay. Me, from my infancy growing, I have a lot of female friends than guys. Okay, and so when I enter into a relationship, I let my partner know, Charlie, me, my madam fufu, me maka create, but man also. Into me say, I won't baby woman chair, I know you may not feel comfortable with them around me, but that is me. But then I cannot say I will be going through that every day. But as we move on, but I can't just cut off all. And you should know, say, Uba be man life in the mono. No what I'm for both sexes. Also for both sexes. You cannot just cut all of a sudden and say, me now be a mewa anenti. Munyana munko. Now be wedding a wambra.
Wow, to Kwame Bonsu, I know you are listening.
You see, so that is it. On country, on your open. But of course, it depends on selling a relationship in Eko. Say there are an amount to be, any yama binimu there they say and a man who said more instant to more catch
best friends need be on more best shada or best friends
in the beginning you know my partner now will say, oh, this is my body we move, we do things together. We are not in a relationship and we can never be. Okay, this is it. Introduce your best friend to your wife to be. And I no call my wife, and let me use, because I want practical. I don't want to be assuming and be quoting things that I know I've never experienced. What I have gone through and what I have done is perfect to share. Until I realize the core program, the core baby, she's reserved and sitting somewhere. Okay. Now me enjoy my home with ladies and stuff. Maybe or being so madam for being home or argue and then me chia or argue my home so argue. Now so nipa na tikona no more no so share arguing we are obey. So I devised a wise way of freeing myself and engaging her. Wow. So I told her to my friends. I engage her with my friends, with both sexes. Into a question, Mubia. So, madam, before me want to be up and down. One year acquainted to them and relate to them. You always visiting and until a ban is happen. It gave me that freedom and also gave her that peace of mind. She started engaging with them. Into a co-programmer or no one, madam, before me, boom there. They are engaged, talking, chatting, having fun, and that is it. You should always read in between the lines. So knowing who your partner is. So Mr. Johnson, it means that in a relationship, to make your partner feel comfortable around your friends, you have to put in wisdom measures. Okay, and I also have another question. On say, in a relationship more. Many a times people complain that my partner on temasia menene kasakra na ni bofu
asema mekura mekano, for me it's just something normal, but my partner is angry. Can you share with us how to communicate effectively with our partners in a relationship?
Okay, thank you for that question. Every relationship, communication a building a relationship. If there's no communication, there's no relationship. Auntie, knowing me and knowing you is the key.
Okay.
I need to know what you like and what you don't like. We were all raised from different backgrounds by different parents. Attended different schools. Even Tafoko Mufu Yefumba Mukrapuno. One Yefumba, they are different. And if I did be a would be yesterday, me and yesterday, mommy, depending on where I'm coming from. Until you must know who the person is. Oh, yeah, Ebia own name no. But Oka Ebia Shani Tibi. It means that person doesn't like that statement. Until don't use it again. Then you are learning. That is why we said it's a process. And yet one day we do share the panel. Until Ebia, what you see on pet, you read in between the lines. Another day where we be nipping the stress one year.
Okay.
It is a whole share day from the process of friendship, learning each other now. You end up marrying and it becomes another issue altogether, for a battle for you to go through. You should be able to have a friend where you can tap and beat and say things. Oh, whatever forget or none that be no I as I'm working, Obinifi, 1 month, 2 months,
temperament.
You look at all those issues.
Temperament, now
daily in that aspect.
Okay.
If the person doesn't like it, why do you keep on doing the same thing and say do unto others as you want others to do unto you. Obu onuma say order now when na asemesi. What I say, so you don't do it. Looking at the issues, communication is very key.
Okay.
You say words that are appealing to each other. You communicate with each other a lot, and out of the communication, then I make no issues, no challenges, no. Then you are taking them one after the other. Me, I'm sorry. It's one of the communication.
Okay.
People find it difficult to say I'm sorry. And let me come back to myself.
But some people, when you are talking to them, it's like always you have to say I'm sorry.
And yes, I'm sorry. You keep on saying it. Say, my brain, I'm sorry. Then what bread? They don't go into a relationship because relationship is about building. It's sacrifice. So one thing is sacrifice to the ender. Then you don't have to go.
Okay.
What's important us here? And the timing of the communication is key.
Okay.
Timing.
So it's not just about what you are saying, but the time.
The timing and how it's said. That is another thing. And I make say, oh, go you. Obi on musa baby, I can't go with you. Maybe I now go for bit to one, I can't go with you. One can you see the point? So what to say, how to say it, and when to say it, the timing. Sometimes I tell my wife, tell me if you my bar, na my bra. This she's been on a very easy. With the train, mammy go refreshing, na me did now I very so. Oh, was some area beer. And the other baby, I made free ban pressure big damage soon. I'm a deba. You don't know, you have no idea of what I've gone through throughout the day. Anything you do, calm me down, refresh me up. Before you don't bring your issue first to me by Bisami. Oh, Charlie has already been like, what is, how did it go? Ease me. Let's talk about other issues. Then at a point, you bring in certain things that need to be. But what they do is, hey, last cry now back and then come a person be catch say. Beginning, what are you trying to say? No.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, guys.
Let me read some few messages and then we'll continue with our discussion. We have a message from Matilda from Tema. He says, I have been dating for the past 3 years. My current partner suspects I'm having an affair with my ex because he is my friend. Is it wrong to befriend my ex?
Wow. Your ex is not your enemy, but he can never be your friend.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Your
Matilda, I know you are listening.
Is not your enemy, but he can never be your friend. Because friends meet, friends chat, friends engage. They do a lot of things together. Okay, you have somebody you call your own, who is supposed to be your friend.
Okay.
And then you are still a friend to your ex. Do you visit him? Or do you chat? Do you call each other? What is the conversation between the two of you? You can meet anywhere and say hi to each other. And say, Charlotte, okay, fine. That is it. But if you are still engaging with your ex, still calling, still meeting, then the person is no longer your ex. Because one day. And so you are not supposed to sacrifice that. So the best thing is that your relationship, current one, and here, we so they now share her. It's like Lord's wife. You will turn into a pillar of salt. It means that you have not closed chapter on that. So you need to close chapter.
Okay.
And tell your partner, say, Papa, we now am exo. That is the openness so far as relationship is concerned. I opened up and told my wife who has come into my life, where we got to, and whatever transpired. She told me everything about her life. And so when I see the guy around, I know this is the person that my wife told me about. There was nothing to hide so far as your past is concerned. Okay? If you are trying to cover, one day, and that is how come you now have to devise a means of explaining. Why didn't you inform earlier so that there will not be any explanation?
So, Mr. Johnson, is it necessary to know everything about your partner's past? Everything. And I maybe say obeka.
Say a idea bit me appear and they can That is what I can say. If the past could haunt you tomorrow, you better tell your partner what your past was. Because obi bega ko can send you baby and now on name your partner. Then while they are talking, your name comes in and the person realizes, one can't tell me. You see the point?
Yeah.
So open up. I told my wife everything. Look, even now, if I go anywhere, okay, let me go engage you by there are issues. Me ba me say Charlie. And the parent will be a wife in say baby I could do a parent peja. We joke with it, but I have informed him and I will tell the person who I engage with. Because only more chance him. Been tell my bonkomono. No be a chapi. Not that coach confirmation of something going on. But say on him saying and see what is the issue about it? And I want every young person watching this program. One man leave you youthfulness to the fuller. Don't engage into anything called relationship into marriage. Okay. So
you have to prepare yourself to enter into a relationship.
Into who are young who are youth. There's a time for you to enjoy your youthfulness. Okay. Yeah. Enjoy it to the fullest. Udu agano katini short. Ukwa ubesasa wuchaba. Any problem about young couples, you see, going back to the friends, going back to the club, going back to the parties, doing all the things he or she used to do when I was single. Okay. Until singleness, no, leave it. If you leave your singleness, now we are. What wants to say, no, come our when your partner. Now what can I say? But why we now call our say what for 4 consuls. But can I say? And no to amen to. If you say be na water by no nyan dro hoye. Utupa obefi from pine. Until people have not lived their singleness to the full and they've entered into marriage and they still want to live their singleness plus marriage. What are you doing to yourself? And you say, Adam, before no more I work club, I also want to go to club. You are no longer a club girl. You are a married woman. And you are responsible to somebody. You must account to somebody. Until you must let the person know. Until it brings friction here and there. So all young ladies and men listening and watching, live your singleness to the full. Who do singleness new? You want to enjoy the bad enjoyment, positive enjoyment. You live it to your fullest. Maybe a person who as a single, leave it. So when no parent to live your singleness, you get to a point to realize that this is the time I need somebody in my life. This is the time I need to roll over to another platform called relationship and marriage. Men yet lot wife in Ibi. Better than a pillar of salt.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, my dear.
Now, in building a successful relationship, what are some of the things from the past that we have to overlook? To say, obi wo no ma wo hia na e bia wo ka ne pastor chero o se o e bia ma ya abortion anaasɛ na me lesbian anaasɛ ye woniema bi wo honum a obi catch about ne pastor ɛwɔ sɛ o fa wo ho adwen ana ye pastor konti bibia ehu hia bi
oh pastor ne be boa to inform you for the future. Assume you say why 4 abortions, I am not aware of it. Who they see me, you are worried, okay? Then the issue of pregnancy, childbearing becomes an issue. And definitely they will know, doctors will know that why abortion. They are catching why abortion 3. And nothing remember. That point, that trust issue will cut off. One say yes, so kunya musumuni pa and they gave a time no one. Obefi the tea. Obako pro baby or baby krama. One kasa because what's shutting the word of aspiration, the word of
having
joy,
joy of having children
and trust a woman winning now was shutting. Into the best thing you can do is that departure. In fact, I went to a lot of things. I engaged in several things. It's difficult to say, but it will free you tomorrow. Into say, oh yeah, a big boy, he will see how best you can do so far as those things are concerned. And then I know so here say and I saw baby in so yeah. More medicals. Because most of the times, you know, baby now come medicals no more worry any issues but
more chimp na because last minute na mo koya
and just send back. In the beginning you do the medicals to find out. Say challenge be now see. Ojina be this challenge, you know. More worry be kwa. They will not prevent you from marrying. Theirs is to educate and inform you, and for you to know your status before you enter into marriage. That one, BBA obi enfa etu mbo and obi enfa second control bi and obi mpamo bi of you because the two of you agree say we know these issues are there, but we still move on in marriage, and we know we trusting God that it will work out for us. That is a good decision, an informed decision into the relationship. Don't hide. Don't hide your past. To me, that is what I would say. Obi was saying his past is horrible. If your past is horrible, Christ said, "Wamba for the righteous, wamba for the clean." He came for those who are not right and those who are sick and wounded. Nti ubie mu a na eboa wo. Udi sia ochina ebe kupio baby. So bie mu wampewa, it means that is not yours.
Yeah.
Why do you hide? Nti utaware mu but with guilt. Is it the best?
Being hunted by your past.
Your past. Wako wayo obini babema. I no sure kwanso obenya nana. Unim say dey enye possible. Why do you go through stress and hell? Why? And you the bema no so nim say problem won. Catch your ban say problem won.
Oh.
What is here?
Yeah.
Openness is the key to a very healthy, successful and enjoyable relationship and marriage.
So Mr. Jones, let me read one message, then we'll continue.
Martin.
This is from Abigail from Spintex. She said, "My partner is not showing me love anymore. Everything was fine until I asked him to assist me in my university education because my dad passed out recently. Am I wrong asking my partner to assist me in my education?" Some more trimp na mo worry and a right se bema ebe show obe take fatherly role no a show.
And you're right. And you're the responsibility of the man to take care of you. But you see, fe na ye fe. Say be akukɔ dem okutu. And you say a ponu na esha. And a fe na ye say be see to me car. Also ne no fumude ko. And you say be tuato. There is a beauty around that one. Say be see we na me pese me ware no. And then can I invest? It is not your duty, but it is a responsibility.
Okay, so that is when you, the man, have decided that this is the woman that I want to settle down
with, and you want to marry that person. Okay. Or person investor, you can invest in the person. Okay, and so man, it means that the guy is not in a position to support you. And this on though, maybe it's a you look at the perimeters, look at the things around. Is the guy capable of taking care of me? One. So capable. How did you put the question? Is it a demand, a request, or an appeal?
Wow.
Oh, money bit is say, my dream says a many relationship ma. It is your responsibility to take care of me. It is not my responsibility to take care of you. It is just a mutual thing I engage in. So it is nice wow.
Okay. And say out of free will.
You do it. You can do it. It's the same thing like Obo Obi Wabonti I won't name no. No one wants any panel he has to be. He has a need. This lady must go to school and qua. The word the best and you can help the lady not because you want to marry her, but because you want her to be a better woman tomorrow. Marriage in Baswa, hallelujah, is a plus. Marriage in Baswa, you have invested in somebody for the future. And it is a buano. As somebody helping a fellow human being to be better off.
Na no, Mr. Johnson, far effect be amba relationship nimo.
Saying
like wabwa obi no say a bedroom maybe ni panabes ana bibisa.
That is the reason why any responsibility into obwa to our dream. One to our dream no say we invest for china may harvest here. Harvest maybe and no be harvest.
Akuma bet me at. Mr. Johnson, also many a times no ube share for like me date jai, or we have a lot of youth who have been into multiple relationships. Your relationship more. What are some of the mistakes that the youth will make when we are dating?
They have not lived their youthfulness, singleness to the full, and youthful exuberant. Or really because Otisa is a rim. Madam for a boy, Miss Mikope boy. Madam for a girl, Miss Mikope girl. That thing. So it's a youthful thing, but not a thought and ready mind thing. Relationship is not for, and marriage is not for kids. It's for matured. And maturity does not mean age, mind and heart.
Okay.
What I say? Are you matured enough to handle issues? Because most telenovela and baby, Muju says Alejandro, eto Rose flower man, the girl, didn't cook a restaurant or mutra said the or movie and I will make Juma bin a car mansion. And until you are seeing the whole thing, which is in an hour movie or soap opera, to be that is how the world is. And so that fantasy is in the mind of a lot of girls. So it
means that relationship comes with readiness.
You have to be ready.
Wow, we know that you are really enjoying today's program. We'll go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Waves of Love. You can send us your questions, your stories, and your messages on our WhatsApp number below. Mr. Johnson,
hello dear.
We were talking about some of the mistakes that the youth make when we are dating.
Yeah.
What can you be brave? Bet me at waso.
Nti na me can say wadanfo come to relationship ma. Na wo so wa jump, na wo so wo ko. Wonim ne nte ogo. Wonim. Until readiness no so be ne. Until one year ready now kwa, you'll be flipping till by the time you find any panel around 18 years. By the time we do 20, 25, now we're going to several relationships because you are not well prepared. And your taste of man is not if anything. Because you are growing from one state to another. Maybe now uni. What young guys be when you back home, we uni now we go to us, and we go share guys. Sorry, and so you must know the kind of man you want to move with. What my point is here, you will be free with all the guys or a lot of guys, but you have a taste, and then you move into it. And now, me can't tell you novel and one same. Amando got any call into Usu, and send me the woko. Esmeralda. Say me second to me no call papaya. Why do I go to papaya?
ABC was campus. I had a friend, no share some Korean series B. Or share Korean series ni sa fe dey say and the boyfriend in your romantic, I day a boy in top flowers, man.
Can you imagine?
Ghana for members to say I'm for flowers and to say, and say Ghana or the quality flowers, so the quack man a girl near there. And in the end, break here up.
They have to break up because that is not on a world of fantasy. Thinking that it should be real, it's not. When I got married, my wife, Anopa, me coach mami yetim mau, me say mami me tea asemo with them boy. I am not a tea person. I can adapt and take tea, but I cause upon change how we kick. Difference room. What is here? Never been I don't go to beach. I am not the person who loves beach. My wife is the one that loves beach. I say I can enjoy and go swimming. Into during our relationship, she introduced me to it. I did not reject. I gladly welcome it gradually. And that is how it's supposed to be. Men the force, not the demand. Okay. No. And sometimes do you know what she does? Obina atayobi shena efa. So I guy when the top is nice bar. She's telling you say, shut that top nibia. Ebe fatao. Ope. Inti say we want me and talk or no to me come market no tobi unfan come with tell no pamba. You see those things. Inti don't just enter with fantasy. There is reality on the ground. In so far
because a telenovela ne sa nema na nkrofo hwehwe most of times enya effect e wo nkrofo
enya pam 90 and 95% enya because omo hwe na omo glue to omo ebinum to omo coach me ebinum da omo paso man bi no omo hwe na ne kon do hash I wish this guy is so cute. I wish this guy is my guy. And no hard the guy na ordinary corner the guy she's expecting the guy to behave like the way the guy is behaving, but that one is acting, you know. I'm telling you about commerce gonna go some love relationship but commerce cannot go be some to say people are killing people shooting and insulting that but because it is something a movie they are trying to create something to educate, but sometimes you fun a whole ball game, you know, you're born to wake up. I don't. Obina na mambe na wafa. What is it? Bancha pese na obedi amundi mbo champesi. Na munda na miasa na mumuse na mufanko. It doesn't mean you should go and spend expensive things and buy expensive things. No, and go to expensive places. No, it is the way you spice it up. Look, you can buy popcorn. Ukwana go yebi why? Popcorn. What is it? What the popcorn nice one? What the ice cream that come? Mako tena se mo hwe movie. Ba ko me no. And then FSA.
Wow.
And do 5 cities. Maybe 10 cities, master 10 cities. More ice cream be one munche. Mako top finance she be a work bow nim back. What say 20 cities and 25 cities. And the popcorn can one maybe 30 cities. It's not better. You are watching a movie that is very inspiring, educative. And you are learning from the movie, you are chewing your popcorn, you are taking your ice cream. What is so loving? But me Frankis, yanko ha, and I'm befa money comes on befa Uber, mbeko spending. Into one free on my banner, we have spent almost 200 Ghana cedis. Maybe the guy don't have that 200 Ghana cedis on him. Okay, and that 200 Ghana cedis crap no, mako say no. Is it worth it?
Wow.
What I said. So if the interest is varied, definitely the relationship will also not go smoothly.
Mr. Johnson, you've been married for 13 years.
By the grace of God.
How has the journey been?
And it has been ups and down, and then sometimes smooth and rough. You get a point? For this 13 years.
So how have you kept that marriage for 13 years? You say be worry as 1 year, 2 years now. Our na jiegu. It been since some crying on social media near there. How have you kept your marriage for 13 years?
You know, the foundation of the marriage is key. Who owns your life and who do you obey? If this man over there is not part of your relationship and marriage, forget it. God has to be the center. He has to be the one you look up to. Okay? So you can sail to the shore. So you look up to him. And then you trust him that he will take you there. Wow. So if you don't trust God and you don't have him in your relationship, I know that number one problem. We have God. We trust in him. And so going here tougher, we call on him. And then he help us out of the challenge that we face. And marriage is work. It is not enjoyment in quotes. Before you enjoy, you must work. Now when that is how marriage is. If you don't input, you don't work at it. It will not be nice and it will not be sweet. Until say we juma. A juma no a physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological, everything to do with human being a part of the marriage. Yes. Into this 13 years no. So because I am a liar. And Christ is not in me. We have our differences, but we solve our differences in our room. I mean, can't say
Mr. Johnson, what can be about foundation?
Yeah.
Say, how do we build that foundation?
The foundation is built from the relationship. I tell people, say, the way your courtship is, that is the same thing that you're going to enjoy in your marriage.
Okay, so the quality of the courtship determines the quality of the marriage.
Most of the times, all things being equal. All things being equal. The way you handle your courtship and your relationship, that is what's going to translate into the marriage.
Wow.
What I say? If the foundation of a relationship is not built upon God, that's a everything young conquer. Baby, me can't say mom worry without God is not doing well. No, there are people who are not in God, and doesn't mean say oh you're Christian in America, baby. God is different from being a Christian. Bible says not all that call me Lord who enter, but they that do the will of my Father. And so we are talking about you having a God, trusting him and hoping say oh no. And the crowd, I ask the question, who owns your life? When you say no crowd, that is the foundation of everything of yours. And then to say, your marriage and your relationship is built upon it. And to know the solid rock for you to move on. Rock of ages. And found in your fame. One need to come there. Because of hope. And that's one hope. You got a point. And so that is the foundation of the marriage. Nyami. Then you, the two partners, must work. And the working part is that for half, for 20, maybe oh free buy oh papa fee, the half no. Me so me jam half on papa fee. Yen me never half on him ya one. Then we start the journey with that one. And as I said, it's business. There's no idea, me idea. Okay? Yen ya pese kotema. One point ni say emfa motorway. Me musun think fa beach road a. Ye be hu epono. Akofa Titanic hono mo say epono wo hono mo. Ye fa motorway be ba go do. Is when you kotama. The motive is to get to Tama. But the route to Tama we must agree. And accept okay, yemfa motorway. Okay. And I yemfa beach road. Okay. So along the beach road, what you see at the beach road will be different from what you see on the motorway. What the point is here? They can say that me name beach ko me introducing me. It is part of adjustment. I am not the type. She is the type. I must also make her happy. So I cut off what I don't like and take on what she likes to be part of me. Wow. And then I say, and in this hand I bekono kakra. And because me say we resolve our own issue in our room. Okay. How do I go about it? Bring back. I will not talk. Okay. Say 1 day, 2 days. I prefer to be 1 day, 2 day quiet.
It's not to say bibia and I say time bia na was say wakasa.
Dabi. And the band is I know them say me fine. Me happy. Okay, I know so on me. Okay. Already I me did to the latter. Oh, you radin ankopon. me man na hu say me didi am I fine me didi kwa okom then ko say bia me bufu no ntina me didi I will eat the food. And you know what I do sometimes I go kitchen one hour hono ma na hu say makoma ya to me kakra na me spy no kitchen mu remu a makom bonus kakra osna me no nya fine no hu am so me so no any fine wine. You see, we are creating humor and laughter from something that is we perceive to be serious.
Okay.
If they are not the agents say serious, obi fear and serious. But it didn't whatever by intent. But we must find a way of resolving it, and that is how we go about it. What I say. Sometimes I call her 2 days. Me say, "Mami, Mister, can we talk?"
Na Mr. Johnson, ne bi wo honoma aware phone bi wo honoma. Omo say mene mere ayaka. Mene ebia mere aye bibi ntimi buofu. Like mene na ayaka. Ebiesi. And how did you solve it? Like,
and I make us say me bufu ami me nkasa akane bi no me say me nkasa ho ye mbon komo tese na ye bon komo e the way I did it to me so no ye biom me ba I say straight jacket because
obia nam ne baby
me bisa but we don't portray it for the kids to know say there's something wrong. One day we were not too comfortable with each other, let me put it that way. And one I'm finding people I say Daddy, why is that you and mommy are not the way you used to be? You are not, I can see mommy is not coming closer to you, are not coming to, because we come closer to each other, and the kids are seeing. So when they saw it, I say, Yabumbia, I want to have a figure. Let me say, my friend who said, baby, Koso, enjoy. What it meant, and we just forget about whatever it is. And we move on because the kids are not happy. They are seeing that no, that happiness I will feel no more, and call the way I say call. So they ask questions and we resolve the answer. It's also who don't panel no pena or be fumu fine. Men can't say me ubunfu, ubu to me fu. But why do you love the person? So you must forgo the issue and look at the bigger picture. Why did you come together with me? You know I will offend you. You know I'm not a perfect being. You know I'm not an angel. Now one guy will be from me now. Also will be from me. We are angel.
Wow.
You got a point.
While worrying for 13 years, I know you are previewed to the rate at which divorce is going higher.
Yeah.
In Africa and other parts of the world. Advice Ben out bema or more worry for fro. Say ne worry 13 years.
The American say, Mama, we're a young couple. You are the man. Develop a deep heart. Mawakuma and the film may cover national TV show. Ma sometimes amoya at tea. A fat, when heartbreak, heart attack, heartache. There will be problems back and front and answering the problem. So you develop a deep heart to some of the things. What you going to say? If not, Bibi and over complain, Bibi and over can want some everything you have to say. The two of you are not raised together in the same place, for God's sake. You attended different schools, for God's sake. Your aspirations were different until you come together, for God's sake. The way your relationship, your mom and your dad relationship is not the same the way your partner might be. Take my one, take the one that I can demonstrate to you. Then show say that is my commitment to you and my assurance to you. Say, you know, Diana, I love you now super because what ya ma akakwa. Into one old chairman and yeah, men paba. It is not part of me. You see the point, but don't just crash the things and on your romantic. On your romantic say. What is the measure of romantic?
Mr. Johnson, a man on swear. If you say you were 21st century, movie Bema come Miss Mecca because Miss Marco school. Advice Ben at the Bema young couples now or more warren a man.
Cries away Benji and the Ghana or China. Beijing conference, no. O ma be Ghana o. Mko ye China. Into person o kabima min kebino. E wa ware ne mu no. O kan beka. O kan beka and the China. What is it? I am just advising my young ladies, please be submissive, be humble, be God-fearing. These are the things that can take you to the next level. Remember, when we are kitty, we have ego in us. We don't have just that is why the Bible says, be submissive. God knows the reason why. Say be submissive.
Okay.
So respect your man, be submissive. Bompaye, ebeye. Any other kwanso enkasa. Don't say we are in the human right era. Human right? Where's the left? What does it? That human right is breaking marriages now. Human right here until break our anywhere. What now? Right.
Mostly I know more munim dear way train.
And I make a what's them and into right. I don't have a problem with it. That is your decision. I respect your decision. But the fact is that decision now what taking on. Now you said them in a boo. Not it but maybe one or two things, and now your own impatience or your demand is what is causing the marriage to go down the drain. Why do you? After all, mu pipe and we now freedom. Nasa. Is that all? Is that all? So what is the vow? Why is the vow? For better, for worse, for richer, for poorer. You enter into the marriage that you want to. So the man in titi on bo, and I on your way dia. I do beko woman. Minaba. NJB any baby, oh, good baby any baby, oh, we are seeing more. Look, when Eve took the apple, it hurt Adam so much. It deprived Adam from so many things. But Adam did not leave Eve. I can say about now the man, under the subon boy, but later the two lived together and they stayed together and they gave birth to other children.
Okay.
Adam and to Eve and Trini.
Wow.
Or Adam, she has a all the good things Adam could have enjoyed in the garden. A show. Until you buy a name, me, Uyama, Unsas FM. Business, I say, Useka Bibia Tochima. Look at what Adam did.
Wow.
And take your wife back. This
is one of the best advice I have received this year. No matter the ebesino, fawadi esa.
Fawadi. Ebeye. And I make a suggestion by money bo not it no the wuko woman. Na yes, I can be Matthew Macau, near Masana. Look, who say anyano, obita baby pe. Or
Demunasha, dear Mikaba.
Ah, well, don't feel on Pumawaba. What has here? And so far as we are not a perfect being, now Kunsu, who say, from so long, you are not perfect. Your husband is also not perfect.
Mr. Johnson, conversation I had day, but your time has sung. I know. Thank you so much for joining in. I know you have been blessed and well informed on how to build a successful relationship and marriage. Once again, my name is Christ Lavachiman, your host for tonight. See you same time tomorrow. Bye.